So, I'm doing my thought question number 2 on religion. Are you religious? How much so? And what type of religion? Yes, I am religious. I don't necessarily go to church every single Sunday, but I do try to pray every day and try to read my scriptures every day. Of course, life gets in the way, but I just try my best. And that's really all God can hope for, to be honest. What type of religion? I am part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which is LDS. In a more layman's term, is Mormon. I'm a Mormon, and a lot of people know Mormons because of the Book of Mormon. So that's great. If you are not religious, or just kidding. What are pros and cons of religion? One of the pros that I think is that you will always have this community that feels the same as you do and has the same values as you do, which is something really important, especially when you're first joining a church or first joining a religion, and they're there for you. They don't necessarily, not all the time, understand what you're feeling, but they know that they want to help, and they know that God has sent you there to be in their church, so they're there for you. One con I would say would probably be the blurry lines of personal belief and religious belief. Like, for example, my church believes solely in that marriage is supposed to be between a man and a woman and nothing else. My personal belief is that if you love someone and you want to marry them, and you can, then marry them. I don't have this kind of contention towards people who get married to someone of their same gender. I don't. But older people in my church, of course, they have this thought process already, and they're not going to change it. So it does get a little hard knowing that you have different opinions than other people in the church sometimes. Many people have said that religion has caused many problems like wars in the world. Do you believe that religion has done more harm than good? Why or why not? I think maybe in the past that religion has done more harm than good. A lot of people would like to push their beliefs on others, and that they would get violent, all in the name of their church. I think that maybe it wasn't centered around love and your beliefs in the past, and that was probably where it went more harm than good. Nowadays, I think that it's more of it's a stigma still, but people are a lot more accepting of other of differences of each other now. So we're not putting anyone at stake anymore, but it's more accepted now, and so I think it's doing more good now. People aren't pushing their beliefs on everyone, and people aren't getting violent over their beliefs. Well, I wouldn't say that, but generally. Do you believe in an afterlife, and if so, what do you think it is like? Yes, I believe in an afterlife. My afterlife is actually kind of different than a lot of people would even think about. It's kind of confusing. So we believe in 3 different kingdoms after you're judged by God and Jesus Christ that you'll be sent to. The first one is Telestial, which is a place where you didn't accept the gospel, or you were a bad person, like murderers, and that murderers actually go in the outer darkness, but that is something totally different. Telestial is considered our more, I say more lenient hell, because it's not really like fire and brimstone, like Satan's not waiting there for you. It's more of you're going to live in this world without your family. You're not gonna You're not going to be with them. You've done bad things, and now you have to know that you've done these bad things, and you didn't accept the gospel even after God asked you at Judgment Day. So now you just have to sit there and know that you're not going to be happy. And then we have terrestrial, which is you didn't accept the gospel, but you were still a good person. You lived your life with moral values, and you were still kind, and you still had respect for people, which, I mean, you should, yeah. Then we have celestial, which is kind of the more heaven for us. Here you're happy, you're with your family. It's where a Heavenly Father resides. You accepted the gospel and you live by it. That's kind of, I don't know, I think other than my religion is pretty cool, but some people would kind of find it overwhelming. Should religion be part of our public education? Why or why not? I don't think so. I don't think so. I feel like if they were to teach religion, it would have to be taught with the spirit. Because if you teach religion from an educational standpoint, it just kind of, it isn't interesting. It's not something that people would want to think about, or they want to know about. I don't know. Kids wouldn't really care for it. I think religion should be taught in your homes and when you go out into the world. Should religion stay out of government policies? For instance, should an organization be able to decide whether they give their employees health coverage for birth control? Why or why not? I think religion should stay out of government policies, for the most part, because honestly, if religion starts becoming an aspect of making decisions in the government, it probably wouldn't, I don't know if it would go down so well, considering there are so many religions out there and there are so many opinions and thoughts and ideas that it would get muddled, and it wouldn't, people would just have like this new thing against religious people, and it just wouldn't turn out very well. Should this organization be able to decide whether they give their employees health coverage for birth control, why or not? It's a hard one. I think they shouldn't be able to have the option, because these are these people's lives. Like, birth control is part of a woman's life. Just because she doesn't have the same values as you do, doesn't give you the right to take away something that will help her live her life. That's taking away a human right, I think. I don't think it's right that just because you're aren't religious, that doesn't mean that you should take the consequences from it. That shouldn't be necessary. Birth control should be given to people who need it. What are your thoughts on birth control? My thoughts are that, honestly, people live their lives whether we want them to or not. So taking away birth control, taking birth control is really smart. And honestly, if you know that this is the way you're living your life, then you're being proactive by getting birth control. And religious people trying to take that away from people, that I don't see that as a sign of God wanting everyone to stop having, yeah. What are your thoughts on abortion? This is not from a religious standpoint, actually. I'm pretty sure, though, that it does coincide with what my church believes. I don't believe in abortion. I think there are certain situations, honestly. Like if we're talking about rape and the baby is born out of that, then absolutely, if the woman can't handle, maybe not can't handle, that's a poor choice of words, but if the woman doesn't want the baby because of the situation that happened to have the baby, then abortion is totally justified. I just think that abortion, I don't see it as something that is totally necessary if we're not in those kind of if that is not the kind of situation that went on. If the situation is that you were just unprotected and that you weren't looking out for yourself, then I don't see abortion as something totally plausible. You can give that baby up for adoption. You're killing a child that God sent to earth. God sent us to earth, to earthly parents. And for someone to just kill this child of God without having a very justified reason, I don't agree with it. Not necessarily. I'm pretty sure my church says the same thing. But yeah, that's my thoughts on religion.